I don't want to give up when it comes to Toshi. Nothing I say is financial advice. However, as long as the base network I think still has a narrative, as long as I still think it could maybe hypothetically be relevant moving forward, I'm not just going to randomly give up on the arguable number one meme on there. This is my perspective. So overall, I don't want to give up when it comes to Toshi. Granted, 2 cents were around 70 times away from that, but actually, at the same time, my perspective is that because I'm looking to dollar cost average, I don't know if I'm going to complain if I'm able to dollar cost average hypothetically a lower point than before. It's like, for instance, in a random make believe scenario, if I like this mouse, for instance, right, this Razer mouse at full price, if suddenly there was a discount, would I suddenly not like it? I'd actually like it even more. Now, when it comes to this space, though, do I want things to be low forever? Absolutely not. Why would I want that? But for the time being, first of all, I can't do anything about it. And second of all, I'm looking to dollar cost average anyways, so instead of me complaining and doing nothing, I'm going to be doing something. This is my mindset. Because the situation is as is anyways, right? I can't do anything about it. But then I'm looking to dollar cost average anyways, so it's whatever. I'm just going to do it. This is my perspective. Not telling anyone to do anything, but I am dollar cost averaging once a month. Base is Coinbase's layer 2. Do you think Coinbase wants that to do bad? I highly doubt they want that to do bad. But the thing is this, it's just the space as of right now, it's not doing the best, right? Now, Base is looking at the possibility of a Base token. They're looking at the concept of that, supposedly. But there isn't one as of right now. So, if there is even one eventually, one day, I feel like that could hypothetically maybe sort of bring along all the other projects out there that are on Base because it gives it more relevance. I think it gives it more of a thing to actually look at. Because as of right now, since there is no quote unquote Base token, it's not like visually as recognizable, right? Like no one could just randomly take a look at, for instance, a place or an exchange or something like that and see Base. It just simply isn't there. So an alternative for me as of right now is just believing on projects that are on Base. Like for instance, Toshi, I take a look at Brett, which is another meme, but also I take a look at Aerodrome. And, that's like pretty much the top three projects I think about when it comes to Base, but simply there is no Base token. So if they do eventually do that one day, we'll wait and see. I think that could maybe sort of bring more popularity towards something like, who knows, maybe hypothetically the projects that are on there, and maybe something like Toshi. The thing is this, because I haven't seen that, I feel like still the best days are yet ahead when it comes to Base, because I think it showcases that they haven't accomplished so much fundamentally, but then they've already been able to do what they did. Like they've still been able to become somewhat relevant despite not having a token, right? And despite being two out of the top three projects in terms of popularity within that being memes, right? Despite all that, they've been able to still have relevance. So I do like what I'm seeing when it comes to Base. And as long as I still like the narrative of that, I just simply don't want to give up again when it comes to Toshi. Now, the thing is this, though. I mean, Toshi's not going to have the best use case out there just by default because it is a meme. But, Toshi Mart, Toshi Tools, it's not bad. At least it has some use case. That's the way I take a look at it. Or at least it has a little bit of a use case in my point of view. Not to mention, though, at 2 cents, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around 8.5 billion considering current circulating supply. Now, that figure in and of itself may seem like kind of massive in a vacuum, but if I actually take a look at it in the grand scheme of things, okay, let's say Base, for whatever reason, becomes a narrative. Would this be such a tough task for the arguable number one meme on there? I don't think about it that way because if I take a look at it, Shiba Inu reaching around 40 billion, Dogecoin reaching over 80 billion in terms of market cap back in 2021, like that was years ago. Granted, there's more memes as of right now and all this, more competition. But in terms of the narrative of the memes on Base, like I don't feel like there's that many that are that popular. Like I pretty much only think about Toshi and Brett. That's kind of it. So yes, there's a lot of memes elsewhere, but when it comes to Base more specifically in terms of the actual popular ones, like I don't feel like there's that many to me at least. So if there is attention for Base, hypothetically maybe during an altcoin season, and there's simply just not that many memes that are that popular to begin with, the few that do simply exist, they're just gonna, in theory, right, just have more attention overall because there simply isn't that many options. Imagine if I only had two options, like either this shirt or this shirt, right? Or this flannel, I should say, or this t-shirt. Like automatically, it's either this or that. Like I can't even choose anything else if that's the only two options. So, in my perspective, I think Toshi sort of did the right things at the right time in a sense where had Toshi existed years later, it might have been a little bit of a different case because at that point there might have been a lot more projects that are popular when it comes to bass. It might have gone diluted, right? But as of right now, that simply hasn't been the case yet. Also, when it comes to Toshi, at around an 8.5 billion market cap, again, like my thing is that it does not need to become the best thing of all time. It just has to become, in my perspective, a top two meme when it comes to bass and maintain that, hopefully going into an altcoin season. I think maybe that's it. Like, I don't need it to do any more than that, personally. We will have to wait and see, ultimately, because I can't control this. Like, for instance, if I take a look at Toshi right now, I mean, current market cap is around 100 million, so it's not necessarily doing the best. But allegedly, there's around 1 million holders, which is kind of, I guess, surprising to me. But the thing is this, like, I'm just one individual, right? I can't do anything about this. What can I do about this? There's no way I could just wave some magic wand and then do something about it. I'm not Harry Potter. I can't do all this. But personally, in my perspective, I'm just going to wait. I'm a spectator anyways, but I'd rather be waiting as opposed to not because, yes, as of right now, Toshi's down by quite a lot. But that's kind of like not something I'm going to complain about if I'm dollar cost averaging. Keep in mind, when it comes to Toshi, it's around 4 times almost, right? Lower than where it was back in October of 2025. So we're talking about less than 4 months ago, right? Toshi is nearly 4 times lower than where it was just back in October of last year. What happens if the sentiment just went back to where it was back in October? I'm not saying altcoin season. No, I'm not saying where it was, let's say, back in January of 2025. I'm not saying that. Let's just say back in October of 2025. So we're almost 4 times lower than that. Like, I find that pretty surprising. It doesn't even need an altcoin season, right? Does anyone think October of 2025 was an altcoin season? And yet at that point, the market cap was around 400 million. Around 400 million without an altcoin season. The thing is this, in order to reach 8.5 billion, definitely there needs to be an altcoin season. But 400 million, we just saw that literally without an altcoin season. It doesn't need it for that. Now for 2 cents, of course, it would need that at around an 8.5 billion market cap. But I just literally saw around a 400 million market cap back in October of last year, and we're just approaching February of this year. That's the thing. So yeah, I'm still waiting. I haven't given up. I don't want to give up. I don't want to quit. I just don't want to leave like that. But this is just personally my perspective, though, when it comes to Toshi. I'll have to wait and see, but I just like the vibes overall when it comes to it. But yeah, ultimately all I can do is wait. But I'm going to be holding. That's pretty much about it. So I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you all have a very nice day. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.